With Black's new acclaim, DreamWorks producers felt comfortable releasing a movie he'd filmed 2 years earlier.
I got Envy coming out with me and Ben Stiller and Christopher Walken. That's really funny.
Test audience response had been so poor, Envy was originally headed straight to video. The comedy about a man who becomes jealous of a friend who earns a fortune inventing a dog poo vaporizer co-stars Ben Stiller.
One night...
Pre-release audience testing proved correct, and Envy was a box office bomb. Black followed with an uncredited role in Will Ferrell's comedy Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, and by voicing the character of Lenny the Shark in DreamWorks' animated feature Shark Tale.
I love you, man! You're my new best friend. It's just crazy to see yourself, you know, that's your voice coming out of this crazy animal creature. It's kind of a thrill.
Black recorded some of his lines with co-star Will Smith, who plays Oscar.
Whoa, 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 what's all this about weed? I don't want any part of this.
Too late, veggie boy. They'll be looking for you, too.
Jack is essentially certifiable. It was important to get in the room together to capture some of that crazy. It was great for me to be able to plug into his energy in trying to make those scenes special.
We had some good, funny riffs. Most of the time, I just worked by myself, though. That's the way it goes, I think, most of the time with animations, because it's hard to get all the actors together at the same time. It was pretty fun doing it that way, actually, because I could take as many takes as I wanted. I'd take as long as I needed on every line. Get a hold of yourself, man! This is no time you act crazy!
Black and Will Smith were asked to improvise their lines.
They're really looking for the actors to bring to life. They're looking for us to say something or do something or create something or give a spark that creates another idea.
I would always do it the way they wrote it, and then I would say, hey, can I try this over here? And they'll, of course. They encouraged that, yeah, to bring your own personality to the thing.
Shark Tale took a bite out of the box office, as did Black's next release, King Kong, a 2005 remake of a classic 1930s horror thriller about a giant gorilla. Playing filmmaker Carl Denham, Jack convinces a group of actors to visit a mysterious island.
He makes these sort of jungle documentaries, wildlife. He captures wildlife on film. He's sort of a struggling artist. He has a huge ego. He thinks he's a genius and deserves, you know, great recognition. But the reality is not so great.
King Kong had an estimated budget of more than $200 million. Director Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings fame was scrutinized by the industry as he made the feature.
Well, the fact that Jack Black was cast in King Kong raised eyebrows all over town. They're going like, what? This guy, this comic, is going to be in King Kong? What's the role? But Peter Jackson, you know, you have to trust him as a director, and he saw something in Jack Black that other people didn't see, and created this character really that fit Jack Black after seeing the film to a T.
Black worked with his Orange County co-star Colin Hanks on King Kong. The thriller, which filmed in New Zealand, was well reviewed, and Jack came through this test of his ability with flying colors. In 2006, Black married cellist Tanya Hayden, daughter of jazz musician Charlie Hayden. 3 months later, they became parents with the birth of their baby boy. 1 week after the birth, Jack released a comedy written and directed by Jared Hess of Napoleon Dynamite fame, Nacho Libre.
He asked me if I would be into playing a Mexican wrestler, you know, and at first I was like, wow, I don't know if I can pull that off, but I really want to work with Jared. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I did some research and I saw some of the old movies, and I could see why he thought I would be good at that, because I could picture myself in the outfit, doing the wrestling, living in that world of the luchador. And it seemed really dramatic and fun.
When the idea for the project came about, immediately we thought of Jack, because physically he kind of embodies what a luchador is, and you know, his comic sensibility just seemed right for what we were going for. And when we presented it to him, he was really excited about it. And eventually when we put him in the costume, he just kind of became the character.
Nacho Libre is about a friar who moonlights as a wrestler.
He's a complex character. He's got the love of the Lord. He loves, you know, lucha libre wrestling. So he's got these two things that can't coexist, because he's got to keep it a secret or else he'll be kicked out of the monastery. And so he's like, why does he have these two yin and yang warring things in himself? And that was probably the coolest thing about playing it.
Besides the physical training, the hardest part was wearing the costume.
It's a little embarrassing when you have to wear a costume like that, but yeah, but you're embarrassed because you think, well, people are gonna laugh at me. And then you realize, wait a second, people are gonna laugh at me. It's good. You have to fight.
Because of Jack Black, Nacho Libre drew audiences.
You look at that image of Jack Black with the red cape and jumping there and you go like, okay, I know exactly what this movie's gonna be. I'm gonna go sit there for an hour and a half and I'm just gonna laugh. And you know what? The script may not be that good. The production may not be that good, but you're gonna know that one thing is good about that movie. Jack Black sort of raises the bar a little bit.
Nacho Libre filmed in Mexico. Black followed with his Tenacious D band movie, which he co-wrote, Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny.
From whence you came, you shall remain until you are complete again!
When you're making a movie, you gotta wake up at the crack. When you're making a record or going on a concert tour, you don't have to do anything until like 4 in the afternoon. It takes some more discipline. It takes some more determination and patience.
Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny was a flop, and Black, who co-wrote the screenplay, vowed to give up screenwriting forever. He called it a body blow. Despite this setback, 2006 was a productive year for Jack. He also made a romantic comedy with Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, and Jude Law, The Holiday.
The two parallel stories of two different women, heartbroken and looking for a new start. Just thought it was pretty brilliantly written.
The Holiday director Nancy Myers created the well-written script with Jack Black and his co-stars in mind. Now directors were casting Black in more serious roles, including a turn as Jennifer Jason Leigh's fiancé in Margot at the Wedding.
Well, I am ultimately one of them. You shouldn't have made me shave the stash.
Yeah, right.
The script, the character is just a different part from anything I've played before. It's a great, complex sort of combination of insecurities, and I was dying to do the part.
The impressive Margot at the Wedding cast also includes Nicole Kidman. The three stars lived together during filming in order to perfect their roles as a dysfunctional family. Black followed this drama with a comedy, Be Kind, Rewind, and an animated feature, Kung Fu Panda, in which he plays a reluctant warrior named Po.
Monkey. Mantis.
Poe's like a big kid, so I think kids will relate with Poe's journey. You know, he wants to be a Kung Fu master, and he's on this kind of quest to do that. And kids who want to do whatever they want to do will find some inspiration in that.
Kung Fu Panda was nominated for a Best Animated Feature Academy Award. Jack's next award-winning comedy, Tropic Thunder, co-stars Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Stiller as actors shooting a big-budget war movie. Stiller also wrote the script.
You get the feeling while you're reading most scripts that they're trying to make the studio happy and keep it family-friendly and funny in a kind of generic way, whereas this script was just flat-out hard laughs. And I knew when I read it, I was like, well, I have to do it, even though I know Ben's not going to pay me what I usually get.
Tropic Thunder was a very physical shoot, and Jack endured most of it with bruised ribs. Then he returned to biblical times for the comedy feature Year One.
Yes, I entered the Holy of Holies, and lo, I did not die.
It was just fun tackling biblical themes and biblical tales that everyone's really familiar with and putting a funny spin on them. It was cool. It's what attracted me to the project.
Jack Black turned 40 after the release of Year One. He followed with a title role in the movie Gulliver's Travels. While it took him more than a decade to become a leading man, once audiences discovered Jack Black, they gave him their allegiance. Now, this famous actor has a future in the industry and the option of proving himself with more diverse roles.
I just want to see him stretch a little more, and I think he's certainly capable. He's a really fine actor. He really is. He's got the training. So he's really honed his craft, and he just has to watch it that he doesn't let the Hollywood system pigeonhole him and push him into a corner that's hard to get out of.
I wanted to be an actor. It's not the safest, most secure thing to go after. You got to follow your heart, what you really love to do, what you really want to do, and that takes courage.
Thank you for watching this Jack Black edition of Movie Star. Join us next time for another inside look at your favorite stars of the big screen.
Nice to meet you.
Twins Alec, Daniel, Billy, and Stephen have remained busy since Alec first broke into the entertainment business 24 years ago. But the brothers from New York